And there's the tip-off from the pits, along with Rufus Washington. I'm Lou Stowers. CIF wildcard game from Anaheim, California, on the campus of Servite High School. Lawndale's Cardinals coming in to visit the Servite Friar. Shot just missed by Marquil Jones, Rufus. And a big three-point shot is buried by Kyle Wallace.
Kyle Wallace gets the scoring started for the Friars. This, of course, will develop this point in a little while, Lou, one of the premier athletic programs in all of Southern California.
And they just get a turnover off of the Cardinals. Here they come. Shot up is missed, and the rebound is taken by Frankie Beverly. Back come the Cardinals. Jones has it. Jones being guarded by Kyle Wallace. We'll get you the starting lineups as soon as we can. Travion McGuire with it now. Bounces it down low. Ball is tipped out of bounds by Julian Leone. So here's the starting lineups for the Cardinal. Number 4, Marquil Jones. Number 5, Markeith Cungius. Number 21, Jamond Essex. Number 23, Travion McGuire. And number 40, Frankie Beverly. Cardinals dressed in black, and they'll have the ball. The Servite Friars coming in at 13 and 13, 1 and 9, 6th place in the tough Trinity League, which includes Mater Dei and Rancho Santa Margarita and Orange Lutheran. Kyle Wallace, their Mr. Everything, he is starting. Number 3, number 5, Austin Light. Number 11, Julian Leone. Number 21, Andrew Ostergaard, who was a hero against Mater Dei, even though they lost big time. And Joe Zita.
Well, Andrew, I've known Lou since he was 8 years old. He played NJB basketball for me. Just a good kid. Talked to his mom and dad before the game. That three-pointer put up and in by Travion McGuire for the Olympians. I knew it happened sooner for the Cardinal.
That's right. Travion averaging 7 points a ball game. Big three-point shot, and that's buried again by Kyle Wallace. He has 6 points, and so do the Friars. 6:20 left to go in the first half. Glad you joined us on Channel 22 Sports. Tim Kelly, in his first year as the head coach of the Friars, you'll see him bobbing up and down, was an assistant coach at Pepperdine last year. And we were talking before the game and have a lot of friends in common, like you have a lot of friends in common in the basketball world as well. Shot blocked underneath by the Cardinal. It'll go out of bounds. 6:03 left in the first quarter. 6-3, Servite with the ball and the lead.
Servite, as you said, out of the Trinity League, another three-pointer put up. That one doesn't go, but as I mentioned, no team with a losing record in the Trinity League. Servite at 13 and 13 had the lowest record on the season. They had a tough league season, 1 and 9 in league play. Of course, when you play in the likes of Mater Dei and J. Sarah and some of the other schools in that league, it's real tough.
Beautiful passing underneath, and Joel Zita with the bucket. And now it's 8-3 and a timeout on the court. And inbound pass was knocked out of bounds. It will be Servite ball. Or was that a turnover? Was that a 5-second violation?
Well, it looked like it was knocked out of bounds by one of the Olympians. And boy, God, I can't believe it. Okay.
And Zita was he was just sitting right out in the middle of the street and caught that one. The Cardinals just kind of blew their coverage. And now the full court pressure is beaten. And underneath along the baseline, shot by Markeith Cungius is no good. Rebound is up and put up and in by Frankie Beverly. Nice putback.
Nice putback by Beverly, and one of the advantages that the Cardinal have in this game is size, and particularly in the post. Although they're allowed to be neutralized because Zita at 6'6", 170, a junior, not exactly mobile, but if you let him set up, he can make a layup.
That's right. He's been putting up the campsite there, and the fire's going. He's roasting a couple of weenies and getting the s'mores out.
The guy who's going to
already got 6 points.
Exactly. Who's going to have to take control of this game for the Cardinal, Lou, is Marquil Jones. And once Marquil settles down, the rest of the team will settle down along with him because he is the glue that holds it all together.
4:30 left to go in the first quarter. Friars up 12-5 early on in the first quarter of the wild card game. Winner of this one gets Simi Valley. That's no prize, that's for sure.
but at least you get to play on.
That's true. Ball is dumped down to Cungius, and that rolls in.
Now, Cungius will be able to take Zeta all night long, and that's the other matchup that favors the Cardinals here tonight.
It does get in the way, but Zeta gets the rebound and blocked from behind by Cungius. Light, but he makes his own rebound and puts it in for his 8th point of the game. It'll go to the line for the and one. Foul is on Jamond Essex, his first personal first team foul. And going to the line is Zeta for the and one, a 70% free throw shooter.
And while Zeta's at the line, gives us a chance to mention that our officiating crew for tonight's contest is out of the Long Beach unit, guys that I work with throughout the course of the season. They're veteran officials, of course. That's Frank Johnson, Frank Obregon, and Jeff Arredondo. All experience. All these guys work not only at the high school level, but they work at the next level. So you've got a quality crew here tonight.
Lots of terrific basketball in that area, that's for sure. And the Friars get the turnover again on the inbound pass. A long three-point shot put up, that's missed. Nice rebound try by Isaac Salter, but it's taken away by the Cardinals, and Cungius. Three-point shot a little bit too soon, but the rebound is put up and in by Jamond Essex, his first bucket of the game, 15-9.
Jamond Essex had inside position on that perfectly and was able to get the putback.
Little backdoor pass. Andrew Ostergaard with the bucket on the reverse. 17-9 Servite, 3:25 left in the first quarter. And almost a turnover there on the full court pressure. Essex with it, tries to drive down. A good defense shown by the Friars to really move their feet, and a foul is called underneath.
Cardinal a little slow with the ball movement. One of the things one of the adjustments I believe that they will make as the game goes along, quite frankly, they've got to speed the game up. And if they speed the game up, that's going to favor them. This slower pace does not favor them at all.
No, you're absolutely right. But we'll see if the Cardinals can stay disciplined. And that's a nice inbound play to Cungius. And now it's 17-11. And a ball game's brewing here now. 3:05 left in the first quarter. Taken by Gary Kamara. Long three-pointer, that won't go down. Rebound is to Jones. Jones brings it all the way, stops into the corner. Shot taken and buried by Travion McGuire. That was a two-pointer. 5 points for McGuire now, and that makes it 17-13. But there's a three. Ostergaard makes it 20-13.
Andrew making me feel real good right now. You know we're here with the Cardinal. It's always good to see. We got a couple of kids left, Lou, that are playing. Andrew Ostergaard over here, Corbin Moore at La Salle.
Nice shot by Jones. That makes it a 5-point game at 20-15 with 2:15 left to go in the first quarter. So if the Cardinals can make a few stops and go on a little run, we have a good ball game going here. It already is a good ball game here as the Cardinals have gotten a little rust off. And the foul is on Travion McGuire, his second team foul.
And the Cardinals have settled down, and that's what was important to see. Boy, a high-scoring first quarter. We've got 35 points on the books already. We're on an 80-point pace for the game.
So does this favor? What team does a high-paced, fast, high-scoring game favor?
Well, if it's a fast-paced game, it's going to favor the Cardinals. It's a high-scoring game, but that's because right now the Friars of Servite are shooting a very high percentage, particularly from the outside.
Cardinals with the ball after the miss by Kyle Wallace, who was 1 out of 2. Three-point shot is off the mark. And that was one of the aspects of the Cardinals game that Coach Alex Acosta was talking to me about earlier, is that they're just a little bit undisciplined and take the easy shot or take the quick shot and don't look for that open shot. 1:45 left to go in the first quarter, 21-15. Servite with the lead in the wild card game of the CIF playoffs. Shot by Wallace is off the mark, goes out of bounds to the Cardinals.
And once again, the Cardinals on that play, loose, standing around. Nobody even made a move to get the rebound. Fortunately, it went out of bounds, and they'll get it. They being the Cardinals.
Chris Urell coming in the ball game. Chris, 6 foot, 165-pound junior. Ball is taken by Essex with the right hand, passes it off. Nice pass underneath to Ike Arantu. And that makes it 21-17. Shot is missed on the three-pointer. Rebound is off to Congius. And back come the Cardinals. Arantu misses the shot from underneath. It's picked up by Urell. Back come the Friars. 1:05 left. Open shot from the corner. Won't go down. It looked like a travel. It is. Traveling with the ball, Richard Supan. First turnover for the Friars.
And in front of us, Jeff Arredondo with his Ed Hockley impression. And he does a pretty good one. Well, he's one of those type of officials. I mean, you know how the players sometimes get chippy and wolf a little bit. You can rest assured nobody talks to him.
Now when you got them 20-inch guns hanging out your shirt, that's for sure. Markel Jones across the line. Gets it over to Aranotu. Arenado.
Let's try Arenado.
Arenado, how about that? Third time's a charm.
There you go.
That three wasn't a charm, but nice rebound by Congius. Underneath on the miss and put that back up and in by Essex with 4 points. And now we've got ourselves a ball game. 2 points, 21-19, 25 seconds left in the first.
And that's what I talked about, Lou. The Cardinals are a much more athletic team than is the Friars of Servite. But the Friars of Servite a much more disciplined team, as we can see. And it will be an interesting choice to see which one prevails, athleticism or discipline. Because on the athletic side, the Cardinals have every advantage you can. They have advantages at every position.
Isaac Stalzer with his first personal and the second team foul. 8 seconds left to go. Jones probably needs to speed up a little bit here as he takes the jump shot from the elbow and rolls it in.
And again, Markel Jones with a nice jumper. And the first thing he did, it was his foot speed. He beat his man to the spot, gave him a shoulder. His man was already on his hip. He went up for a jumper uncontested.
And that ties up the ball game at 21, and we'll be back right after this with the second quarter on Channel 22 Sports. Back here at the pits on the campus of Servite High School along with Rufus Washington. Happy to be here. I'm Lou Stowers on Channel 22 Sports. I want to thank the Servite High School Athletic Department and all of their help in getting us here to be able to broadcast this game for you tonight on Channel 22. It's all tied up. The wild card game, it is the Cardinals of Lawndale High School, 4th place finishers in the Pioneer League. At 20-7, 5-5 in the Pioneer League. A terrific record for this team.
Absolutely, a very good record, Lou. Overall, once again, one of the things that Coach Acosta does is he gets his team prepared in the preseason to go through a good league team, and that's why they're here.
Stalzer with the rebound, puts it back up. He misses. Wallace with it. He won't miss that. So 9 points for Wallace, and that snaps the tie, 23-21. Essex with it, passes it back out top to Jones. Markel Jones, 6 foot, 175-pound junior, gets it to Aranotu. Did I do it right? Is that right? Okay, all right. Long three-pointer, that goes right into the hands of Kyle Wallace, but is stolen by Essex. Nice steal, one-handed, or nice catch, I should say.
Markel Jones got caught out of control. However, he was saved by a teammate.
That's right. He almost traveled with that one. Markel, 6.4 assists a game. Essex with it. Underneath. Nice pass to Frankie Beverly. He has 4 points, and it's all tied up at 23.
Yep, Frankie Golden Time of Dave Beverly. Yeah.
I was asking if he's the rock star, and all these young kids looked at me like the RCA Victor dog, you know.
Exactly. We mentioned that at a Cardinal game we did earlier, and that's what I said. I said, most are going to say, who is the other Frankie Beverly? Never heard of the guy.
Yeah, they look like you're from outer space or something. Now, if you said 2 Live hippity hot dog, then they'd know who it is.
Exactly.
Jones with it. Now underneath to Beverly. Beverly turns, has the ball stripped away. Turnover again. Now coming down with it is Russo. Russo trying to do it all himself and blows the layup. Jones passes nicely to Arenotto, but he had the ball tipped on the way up. Wallace with it, trying to get around Beverly. Can't do it, blocked out of bounds, but it looks like Beverly found him on the way up.
Missed opportunity down on the other end for the Cardinals. Boy, had a layup, couldn't get it to go down. And then, of course, that gets compounded. You come back down to the other end and you commit a foul that's going to send Kyle Wallace to the line.
Wallace with 9 points, now 10. Is 2 out of 3 from the foul line. Markeith Cungius coming in.
And back in for Servite, number 35.
And Frankie Beverly out.
As well as 21, Andrew Ostergaard.
Ostergaard comes in. And boy, they really love that kid here.
Yep.
He shot lights out against Mater Dei the other day.
Well, Andrew's been a shooter, I'm going to tell you, since he was 8 years old. He's never had any hesitation whatsoever, any shyness about putting it up.
Had 3 threes against Mater Dei in a loss. But right now, it's 27-23, 5-point Cardinal lead. Ball dumped down to McGuire. Back out top to Arenotto, and he makes the nice shot from the top of the key. That cuts the lead. 27. Whoop.
You can just about put that one in the bank if you're going to leave Ostergaard open like that.
8 points for Ostergaard. That's 2 threes for him. Essex with it. Essex now up top to Jones. Got rid of his man Wallace, but the shot's a little too long. Rebound is tipped. Loose ball foul. And that's going to go against Servite. Joe Zeta. That's the 4th team foul, his first personal. But a good job by Jamond Essex to fight for that rebound.
Absolutely. And again, that's where, as I said before, the game can be won for the Cardinals with their athleticism, with their speed, and some other intangibles.
Long 3-pointer is no good from the left side. 4:20 left to go in the first half. Cardinals down by 5. 3-point shot put up, and that is missed badly by McGuire. Rebound is put up. Kyle Wallace has it. Now gets it over to Russo, and we have a travel. So a turnover by Servite. And coming into the ball game, number 32, Andrew Stanch.
Back in for Servite, number 15, Richard Subban.
So Coach Acosta looking for a combination here with his scoreboard. It's a little hard to tell. What do you got, Lou? I can't tell whether it's 30-29 or 30-25.
30-25 is what
30, okay.
Arenotto underneath. The count of it goes. It didn't go, but he'll go to the line for 2. Zeta, his second personal, 5th team foul. And going to the line is Ike Arenotto with 4 points, shooting 66% from the free throw line.
And since he's there, I'm going to tell you for the last time, Arenotto. And that's what Coach told me.
Okay. Then we got to go with what Coach says. Speaking of coaches, Alex Acosta, or Costa.
As in Mesa. No, but Coach Acosta's built a great program here. I mean, for a school that was brand new, the last 3 or 4 years for the Cardinals have been terrific. And they've been a playoff team the last 3 years.
Supon with it, trying to get around Arenotto.
You got it.
Now you got me.
Now you got it.
Jones has it. Jones to Ike.
There you go.
And he's fouled. He'll go to the line.
Foul spot on number 5, Austin Light. His first personal. Servite's 15th foul.
You know, I think they need to put a few extra dollars in the building fund, since this is a parochial school. You know, when I go to church every Sunday, there's collection for this, collection, but there's always the building fund.
That's
when
right.
I look up at the scoreboard, they need to collect a few dollars for the building
For
fund.
light bulbs, huh?
Yeah.
Arenatu makes both of them now with 7 points, and now it is a 2-point ball game. 30 to 28, 3:35 left to go. Ball being circulated around nicely by Servite. Ball gets out to Light. Light has it, goes around the screen. Now over to Ostergaard. Ostergaard driving, lost it, but is picked back up and in by Wallace.
Good play. Wallace kept moving on the play. The first adjustment, though, that I saw that the Cardinals had made is that they're getting out, defending more on the perimeter now, because they've seen that the Friar offense consists of a lot of perimeter shots. But the second half of their offense is, if the perimeter shot isn't there, they work a lot of backdoor cuts.
With the ball is Arenatu. Bad shot picked up by Kunjius, gets his own rebound athletically, puts it back up and in for half a dozen points for him. And now it is 32 to 30.
As good as this Servite Friar team is, they have no one who can match up with Marquise Kunjius. But then again, that's no shame. Most teams in the South Bay don't have anybody who can.
And that's going to be a 3-shot foul on Markel Jones. Going up for the shot was Austin Light for a 3-pointer. Doesn't matter. I mean, Coach Acosta is saying a guy got pushed into him. My guy got pushed into him, but it doesn't matter, does it?
No, it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter, not one whit now. But it might matter down the road, and sometimes that's what the coach is working on. He's working on down the line.
70% free throw shooter, Austin Light, 5'10", 175-pound senior, averaging just over 7 points a game. Trying to make it. Oh, he missed that one. It's 34 to 30 with 2:29 left in the half. Nice move by Jones. Half a dozen for Markel. And now it is a 2-point ball game at 34 to 32.
You know, and with Markel, Lou, you know, when you go in the locker room at halftime, if I'm his coach, and I'll develop this in a moment as we see Servite now running their weave play.
Little weave. I think they just made an Afghan.
Exactly.
Nice layup and in by Ike Arenatu.
What's the old saying? Speed kills.
And now it's a tie ball game after all that fancy footwork by Servite. A fast break on the turnover. There we go again. Lay it up and in. Andrew Stanch with his first bucket of the game and the first lead for the Cardinals at 36 to 34 at the 1:40 mark. There comes the weave again. Kyle Wallace not messing around, going in, makes the bucket. He'll go to the line for the and one. Andrew Stanch with his first foul, 15 foul. And for Wallace, that is 15 points for him. Coming in, John Russo for Tim Kelly's Servite Friars. Coming out, Austin Light. Also want to thank Ken Fieldhouse tonight. He's pretty much our set director here. Getting Francisco and Rufus and me all set up here. I want to thank him very much. Couldn't have done it without him. 37-36, 1:25 left to go in the first half. Cardinals trailing and have the ball. Markel Jones.
And the thing I was going to say about Markel is that coach has to tell him at halftime is, look, Markel, you can beat your man off the dribble anytime. Don't hesitate. Just take it and go.
There's an and one try. Jamon Essex went up and made the basket. And 38 to 37, John Russo committing the foul. So Jamon Essex did a good job of going into his man and creating that foul shot.
Absolutely. And that's what the coach is saying for Servite. Tim Kelly, first year, arguing the point. Hey, you know, my guy was standing still and got hit.
39-37 after the foul shot is made as Essex belies his 48% free throw shooting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Andrew Ostergaard, the 6'1 senior with his 11th point, his third three, and that gives the Friars a 1-point lead at 40-39 with 40 seconds left. Jones, he has the ball stripped away. Back come the Friars, lay it up. No, missed it. Stalzer missed it, and back come the Cardinals, who may want to slow things down a bit, right? But nope. Shot is taken, rebound by Cunges, and he went over the top.
Well, now, that's one of those, Lou, and boy, Frank Johnson right there underneath with the call. Boy, Cunges a heck of a leaper. I thought that one was clean.
That is the 7th team foul. So now the 1-and-1 for Stalzer, who is only 2 out of 2 from the free throw line, but he made them both. Doesn't get a lot of playing time, Rufus, the big 6'6", 170-pound junior. Not the quickest guy, but at least he knows where he has to be.
Exactly. Well, at least for him, there's next year.
That's right. And obviously he's got one of them backboards on the driveway.
Right.
3 points for Stalzer, and that makes it 41-39, 24 seconds left, and one more foul shot for Stalzer, who averages 3 points a game. Missed this one, and the rebound is taken by Essex. Gives the ball off to Jones. Jones stops at the top of the key, being harassed by Supan, now double teamed. Gets the ball back over to Essex. Now Jones with it, being double teamed again. 7 seconds left. Jones out of bounds. He just threw it out of bounds, lost the ball.
Went off his fingertips on his move to the basket.
Jones trying to get Wallace. Wallace trying to go coast to coast, puts it up. It won't go in, but is he fouled?
He was fouled on the play. He's going to go to the line and shoot two, lose. A couple of breakdowns by the Olympians, and as you can see, that's what it cost. If you look at the conversation there, he's telling them exactly what I said, Lou. You got to go. You know, I have no idea what the hesitation is for. You know, he's got to be able to size up and understand he can beat this guy, and that's what coach is telling them.
17 points for Kyle Wallace, misses that foul shot. And the buzzer sounds, ending the first half of play. Servite somehow comes out with their nose above the water, 42-39. But the Cardinals really put on a good showing here, but the inexperience really showed through at the end of the quarter.
It was the inexperience, and again, guys, not yet becoming comfortable with what they can do and what they should be doing. I expect at halftime, Lou, that Coach Acosta, is going to talk to the guys. We saw him do it right in front of us, and the message he was giving Markel, if he takes it to heart, is a good one. He's saying, son, you've got the advantage. Use it, all right? You're playing right into their hand with this slow-down, walk-em-up game. He can blow by their guards at any time, and that sets up his other big men.
All right, we'll be back with the third quarter and the stats. We'll be right back with the Wild Card Wednesday. It is the Friars up on top of the Cardinals, 42-39 on Channel 22 Sports. Back here at the pit on the campus of Servite High School, Frank Johnson, one of the officials right in front of us.
There you
Boy,
go.
I tell you, he gets younger every day I see him, every time I see him. He, along with Frank Obregon and Jeff Arredondo, the officials here. It is 42-39. We'll go over the scoring real quick for the Cardinals. Ike Arenato, 9 points and 1 rebound. Markel Jones, 6 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. Markeith Cunges, 6 points and 6 rebounds. Jamond Essex, 7 points, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Frankie Beverly, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 blocks for a total of 39 points. Cardinals have the ball and almost lost it. It'll go to Lawndale. Good defensive play, though, by Julian Leon.
Good defense. Let's see how the Cardinals start this second half, Lou. First of all, starting with possession and trailing.
Kungius underneath blows the layup. Rebound is taken by the Cardinals, but stolen away.
Kungius missed a couple inside tonight that you would expect to go down for him.
Now that's what Alex Acosta was telling me at halftime. He says, boy, we missed a lot of shots and turned the ball over way too much coming down the stretch in the second quarter. And that ball goes out of bounds, pass too far, and it's turned over to the Friars. Friars, 17 points for Kyle Wallace, leading everybody. Long three-pointer by Kungius, won't go down. And again, patience should be taken by the Cardinals because they know that they can get this team, or at least they should by now.
Exactly.
7 minutes left in the third quarter. Nice bounce pass underneath to Jones for the bucket, his 6th point, and it's 42 to 41. Kyle Wallace shot too hard off the glass. Rebound is taken by Beverly, hands it off to Jones. Slowly brings it down court.
Beverly picked up 2 fouls there in the second quarter, caused him to sit a lot, so he's back on the court, and he does make a difference. He has to decide. That's 2 layups missed so far in the third in the first minute and a half by Marquis.
3-point shot taken by Ostergaard. That's off the mark. Cardinals with it, trying to come back quick. Ball is tipped away from Jones by Light, but it's picked back up. McGuire has it. Travion McGuire with 5 points on the night gives it up to Jones.
Once again, Cardinals standing just a little bit, and as I've said before, I do not believe that standing favors them.
And a long three-pointer. Actually, it's a 2. His toe was on the line. That's 8 points for Markeith, and now they take a 1-point lead, 43 to 42. Servite with the ball. Kyle Wallace with it, and it seems like the game is slowed down a little bit. Kyle Wallace has the ball stripped, and a foul is called. I believe it's going to be on Markel Jones.
Well, wow. Well, and that's what I thought it was going to be, Lou. That one's against Frankie Beverly, and that hurts. That's Frankie's 3rd. And Frankie may be close to having to go back to the Pine.
First team foul in the second half, and a long 3 put up by Kyle Wallace. That gives him an even 20 and puts the Friars back up on top, 45 to 43.
Again, as we talked about the offensive sets for the Friars, not hesitant at all to put up the 3-shot. We see now, and the Cardinals have tried to match them in that area, and that's not necessarily their strong suit. Their strong suit's inside.
No, you're absolutely right on that one. They get the ball back on a steal. They're only 23%. 70 out of 309 are the Cardinals from beyond the arc. So they need to get towards the nest like that. Well, there's an outside shot, a long 2. Yeah. And that is 9 points for Essex. It ties the ball game up at 45. Wild Card Wednesday on Channel 22 Sports. Winner gets to go to Simi Valley. Shot taken by Wallace, won't go down. Rebound is off. It'll go to Lawndale.
And of course, it gives us a chance to talk about some of the other coverage coming up on Channel 22. Lou, on Friday night, we'll have a split crew. Have guys up in Santa Barbara
And
at
you'll
San
be making that
Marcos
trip,
High.
right?
Yeah, I'll be going there, and you drew the long straw, and so you get to go over to Hawthorne.
Well, I don't know. Which is the garden spot, Santa Barbara or Hawthorne?
Well, I tell you what, I'd rather be at Hawthorne Friday night, but no, it's going to be fun to be with Reggie's guys. You know, we've made that trip a couple of years. Francisco and I did it last year. We'll do it again. I understand this year Eric and I are going, but we'll have fun up there.
Be a lot of fun, that's for sure. The shot is blocked by Kungius on Wallace. Now the ball is underneath, and McGuire lays it up in a nice pass from Jones.
Markel Jones with the penetration, now with the steal. And what he needs to do is challenge this guy.
Did he travel with the ball? They say he did. I didn't really see that, but
And again,
okay.
he pulled up. It doesn't even matter about the travel. I got to tell you, what I didn't think he should have done was pull up. I think he should have gone straight to the basket, attack the guy, draw the foul, go for a three-point play.
4-point lead, though, for the Cardinals. And the shot is missed by Russo. Rebound is off to the Cardinals. Back they come. 3:30 left in the game. Long three-pointer, no good. Rebound is taken by Ostergaard. Long pass underneath to Stalzer. Stalzer gets it, puts it up. That's blocked by Kungius. That's 2 blocks just now, and 3 blocks. Tips it out, but Stalzer gets it back for the Friars. And a new 35 for Servite, down by 4. Cardinals lead 49-45. I think I'm going to put a $5 bill in the light bulb fund on the scoreboard. Kyle Wallace has it. Looked like he traveled, but he was fouled.
Yeah.
That looked a little slow motion.
Yeah, well, it certainly was a delayed whistle.
It's the second personal. Lawndale's second team foul. Kyle Wallace at the line.
Markel Jones with the foul, his second. Going to the line is Kyle Wallace with 20 points. Buries that one, 21 points. Snaps a little mini run by Lawndale.
And coming on now, Andrew Stanch comes on to give Markel Jones a rest here with 3 minutes left in the third.
Yep, they still got the big guys out there for the Cardinals. Markeith Kungius, also Jamond Essex, playing bigger than that 6 feet he's listed at. Travion McGuire also. So a big front for Lawndale.
And I just heard Coach Acosta say, Lou, again, attack.
And that's exactly what he did. So now McGuire with 9 points. It's 51-46. Wallace is fouled on the way up by Jamond Essex. But still good defense. How much better can you get?
You can't get much better, but you can't get body on him either, and that's what Frank Johnson saw, and that's what the call was for.
That was on McGuire. That'll be 2 shots.
Well, one of the things you're trying to do, Lou, with 2:38 left here in the third, again, is to buy time on Frankie Beverly. As I look over here at the scorebook, he's the one Cardinal that's in foul trouble. I don't think anybody else. I don't see more than 1 on anybody else.
Now Markel Jones has 2. And here comes Arenato, blows the layup there. That's 3 blown layups, but coming back to save the bacon was Andrew Stantz for his 4th point. Keep the lead for the Cardinals at 4, 53-49.
Big follow-up basket by Andrew, just more active than his man. Number 15 got away with a push-off, Suppan.
Suppan with a 3. That's his first bucket of the game, and it's a big one. Now it's a 2-point ball game.
And one of the things that Servite is now doing, Lou, because they see that Markel Jones isn't on the floor, they're going to get a blocking call here against Suppan. But, again, that's great coaching. He saw that their point guard wasn't out there. Guess what? If they don't have a point guard that we believe can handle it, we're going to throw the press at them.
And the press has worked for Servite, and then they went away from it.
So it's going to be up to Stanch and Travion McGuire to show that they can, in fact, handle the pressure.
Nice shot by Kungius along the line, just tight-roping the baseline, and now he has 10, and it's 55-52 in favor of Lawndale. 1:33 left to go in the third quarter. Kyle Wallace has it. Now a 3-point shot put up by Russo. Won't go down, but Ostergaard puts it up, and he's fouled from behind, and that was not a real smart foul by Andrew Stanch.
Not smart, but at least he didn't. He prevented from scoring the basket, so he's going to force Andrew to score, pick up the deuce from the free throw line.
Andrew with 11 points makes this one an 80% foul shooter. For a high school kid, that's pretty darn good. Don't see a whole lot of those in high school.
You don't, but Again, Andrew's the kind of kid, as I said all along, who practiced hour after hour after hour over at the Warrior Center, played for a good buddy of mine, Mark Jefferson, for several years at the youth level and in the travel ball, on the travel ball circuit.
Good full court pressure by the Friars really eats up a lot of time on the shot clock. With 12 seconds left to go on the shot clock, 1:01 left in the game clock in the third quarter. Three-pointer put up by McGuire is short. He'll get his own rebound and almost overran it.
And now you get a fresh clock, and overplaying him on that was number 34, that's Stalzer.
And that is only the second team foul, but that's a second personal on Stalzer. Out goes Supon, and in comes Gary Kamara for Tim Kelly's Servite Friars. So
Cardinal had 6 guys on the court. They're close to a technical there.
That's one way of getting a lead. Keeping it. Under a minute left to go in the third quarter. 55-54. Cardinals try to extend the lead, and kind of it goes. It didn't go. Foul should be on Kamara. Kunjus to the line.
Kunjus starting to assert himself.
And Kunjus going to the line to shoot 2. Has not shot a foul shot tonight and is 69% from the line. That one goes in for number 11 and a 56-54 lead. Coach Acosta telling the man back, Andrew Stanch, to look at the clock. 57-54 now, an even dozen for Markeith. Markeith averaging 13.1 points a ball game. Kyle Wallace from his spot.
Wow. These guys, Lou, have no hesitation whatsoever about putting up the 3.
And that was a cold-blooded 3, too. 27 points for Wallace. And that ties the ball game up at 57. Count if it goes, it wins with 23 seconds left to go. Foul is on Kyle Wallace. That's his first. And for Marquise Kunzius, he has 14 points, going for the old-fashioned 3.
The old-fashioned 3, and that was set up again, that time by Markel Jones, penetrating and dishing, using his speed. He broke the press, had the defenders in his dust, and created an offensive advantage for his team, and they were able to convert.
60-57. The foul shot was good by Markeith. And Wallace now running things, going for the last shot. A long 3, and he buries that one. 30 points for Wallace, and that ties the game up at 60. McGuire misses on the other end. Wallace not happy with his coach, kind of saying, you know, I got this one, coach. And now we're going to see if it's going to be interesting here in the fourth quarter between Tim Kelly, the coach, and Kyle Wallace, the senior guard for the Friars. We'll be. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying we're right back where we started from. We're at zeros.
That's right.
60-60. It's going to be a heck of a fourth quarter.
That's right, and we'll come back right after this on Channel 22 Sports. Back here at the pits, we're all tied up at 60 with 8 minutes left to go. Kyle Wallace with 8 minutes left to go. That's right. With 30 points for the Friars, 13 of them in the third quarter alone.
Wow.
And Markeith Kunjus with 15 points, and 9 of those in the third quarter.
Well, this will be an interesting fourth, Lou, because it'll come down to either who can outscore the other team or who can out-defend the other team. And so far, it's been a scoring contest, as they've put 120 points on the board between the two teams in just 24 minutes of play.
Now we'll see if the Cardinals can get the lead off, A, and B, if they can finish it, if they can seal the deal. Beverly back in the ball game for Alex Acosta's Cardinals. Travion McGuire passes it over to Markel Jones. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball game tied at 60. Jones going against Wallace, stops, pops, gets it. So 10 points for Jones. 62-60 in favor of the Cardinals. Rebound taken by Beverly and over to Cunges. And from the foul line, Jones has it. Rebound is put up and not in by Cunges. Boy, that is the third bunny that hasn't got in the hole in the second half for Markeith.
But he'll go to the line to shoot 2 with a chance to extend this 2-point lead at 62-60. Every possession, this is fun now. Every possession the rest of the way, Lou, is going to mean something to each team.
And how important are these foul shots now? 1 out of 2 for Cunges. He now has 16 points, 63-60 in favor of Lawndale. Lawndale was beaten by North in their final Pioneer League game, 75-53, and then hadn't lost in 5 previous games, and then North bit him again early on. Now we got a foul, a hold on Travion McGuire. That'll be foul number 3 and the 15th foul.
That becomes another critical element, boy, because this is a very good free throw shooting Friar team. And we're at 6:36, and boy, if you're sending them to the free throw line on every shot with 5 minutes or so left in the game, you're asking for trouble.
And you know what, Rufus? There really hasn't been one big run by either team tonight. It's just been back and forth. Stalter with it. 6:25 left on the fourth quarter clock. Ostergaard trying to look for the open 3, gives it to Wallace, weaves in, has a shot blocked by Beverly. That's going to be foul number 4 on Frankie. And now they're out of fouls. So going to the line is Kyle Wallace with 30 points.
And Coach Acosta has to make a decision here, Lou. Do you sit Beverly down for a couple of minutes and try to have him for the stretch run, or do you just play it out here? Always a tough call for a coach to have to make. Of course, right now he's on the top side. We don't see him making any indication that he's going to make a sub. So Frankie Beverly's going to have to play with fouls.
Well, they're going to live or die with Frankie right now, huh? Markel Jones gets it up to Essex. Here comes some tightening Servite defense.
It sure is. Yeah. And the Cardinal playing right into their hands, though, by doing more standing and walking than running.
And that's what they can do. But then Markel behind the back, out just a little leap and Lena there. That goes in. Nice playground move by Markel. 65-62. Lawndale with the lead.
Well, he created some space for himself. Lawndale still not moving on rebounds. That ball just kind of fell in his hands, and there you have it. Okay, we'll catch another break. Now it's time to roll.
Now here comes McGuire trying to get around his man, and does, and he was the only guy moving.
And that's what happens. That's what you've got to do, Lou. I mean, the formula is so simple, you know, for the Cardinal in this game, I tell you, and it's nothing short of quick, fast ball movement. If they do that, it's their game. Every time they slow it down, they play right in the Servite's hand. That, and defensively, I think they know by now. At least I know, and I believe you know, and I think everybody else sitting in here knows, you better guard Servite on the line because they're going to put it up.
That's for sure. Oh, yeah. But you know what? They're getting away with things that like standing around, and their speed is bailing them out tonight, they being Lawndale, who has the lead 67-62.
Because they can score in quick bursts, which is what we've seen. And every key basket I've seen them score, they scored it off of a speed play.
Well, they've outscored the Friars 7-2 so far, with about 2.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. 5:20 left to go in the ball game. In regulation, 67-62. Wild Card Wednesday, first games of the CIF playoffs being played tonight. Division 1 AA. Lawndale versus Servite. Wallace gets his man in the air, now gets it over to Barganski. Misses that big 3, and here comes Jones. Jones gets it over to Beverly and puts it in. Nice pass.
Now, I'm starting to think, boy, maybe old Coach Acosta and his guys played possum for 3.5 periods, you know?
Yeah, who's wearing those black uniforms?
Exactly.
69-62. Wallace kicks it back out to Barganski. Barganski has a shot blocked by Kunges.
Bad decision by Morganski. He had the open shot on the line. Didn't
Nice
take
passing.
it. And what? And that forces Servite and their coach Tim Kelly into yet another timeout, as all of a sudden the Cardinals have taken it to a 9-point lead, just like that, and just like that came off of one thing and one thing only. One, it was rebounding. Two, it was quick.
That's a 9-0 run that the Cardinals are working on right now. 9-0 run by the Cardinals have outscored the Friars 11-2 here in the fourth quarter. Just about half gone. 4:25 left to go in the fourth quarter. But some good passing. It seems like the Cardinals are just, the light bulb is starting to turn up a little bit on the dimmer.
It certainly looks that way, Lou, and what we've seen is the difference on the scoreboard, and that's where I kept saying we'd see that if they, started to do this, and that's good for them. Now remember though, 4:25 left. This Servite team, even though they're down by 9, that's only 3 shots to them.
They can, exactly right. Kyle Wallace can really get things going in a hurry.
I mean, it's as simple as that. 3 shots and they're back in it.
Kyle and Andrew Ostergaard can get that for you and then some.
Well,
but Markel Jones has really been passing the ball well. He has 4 points this quarter. Travion McGuire with 4 points as well. And Frankie Beverly has a bucket himself off the nice pass from the Markel Jones assist. And that'll count by Wallace, who now has 34 points and has a chance at the old-fashioned 3. And for Frankie, that's it for him.
Frankie picked up his 4th at like 6:36, and we talked about that. He only got 2 minutes out of him before the 5th was done. So that could be one of those gambles that you hope doesn't come back to bite the Cardinals. But they gambled and lost that they'd be able to get through the rest of the contest with Frankie on the floor with 4 fouls.
Ike Arenato coming in the ball game as Wallace
Now
gets
here's
his
what they
35th.
lose, Lou. They lose size at both ends of the floor, offensively and particularly defensively. And if you lose size, you got to compensate for it with speed, and that's what they're expecting out of Arenado.
Well, not only did they get Beverly out of the lineup, fouling him out, but that also snapped a 9-0 Cardinal run. 3:50 left in the ball game. McGuire flying shot in from the foul line, and that gives him 15 points and a 73-65 lead over the Friars. Cardinals looking for win number 21. And is that going to go the other way?
No, that's going to go against the Cardinal. Boy, Frank Obregon called a block on that play.
Wow. Looked like Kyle Wallace flew into him.
Well,
but then I'm not at a good angle here either, so. So Wallace going to the line to shoot 2. 76% foul shooter, 36 points now.
And that's a free throw situation that we were talking about that they've gotten them into, where now on every foul, they're going to the line to shoot. Now, Servite is sitting there with 5 fouls. If I look up at the scoreboard and I see that, particularly since my players haven't attacked, we need to even that up, at least getting ourselves in a free throw situation by attacking the basket right now.
3:25 left to go in the ball game. 73-67. Cardinals with the ball and the lead. Time is the ally of the Cardinals, and that's tipped out of bounds by Russo. So maybe they should eat that clock down, that shot clock down now, which is down to 16 seconds. Eat it down to about 9 or 7 before they start doing anything.
They probably should, but I will say this. That's a team skill in terms of being able to shoot execute your offense inside 10 seconds. I don't know if Lawndale has that type of offense where they can execute, crisply once it gets inside 10 seconds.
Jones with his 14th point of the game. Now 75 to 67 with 3:05 left. Ostergaard with a long three. Wow. That was pretty.
Well, I told you, they're always only a couple of shots out of it.
Now it's 75 to 70. Jones trying to get around the full court pressure, and Suppan gets it back. 2:45 left in the ball game. 75 to 70. Ball is tipped. Kungius gets it over to Jones. Jones.
That's off.
Now the ball is being volleyballed and taken by Stalzer and the Friars. 3-point shot is taken and made. Ostergaard. 18 points for Andrew Ostergaard, and now it's a 2-point ball game. 75 to 73, and the Friar faithful. No foul on that one. A 3-point shot quiets the crowd. Jamond Essex with an even dozen, his first three. 78 to 73.
Good no call on that last play when Suppan went down. He and Markel Jones are pushing each other back and forth. May have been a travel there.
And I believe that's going to be called on Ike Arenato. That's his second personal, 9th team foul, and the 1-and-1 for John Russo. No points in the ball game.
Ball five.
And it was a 1-and-1, and the Cardinals didn't think it was. Stalzer was the smart one, and Ostergaard comes in after the pass, misses it. He'll go to the line, but the Cardinals going up with their palms and shoulders up, saying, "Coach, we didn't know it was a 1-and-1." And Alex Acosta just shaking his head.
Well, we all are shaking our heads. Acosta's shaking his head in the scores, and one of the players looked right at him, told him it was a 1-and-1.
Ostergaard misses that. That's the 10th.
It's not often you see a team brain cramp, but all 5 guys out there cramped up at the same time, Lou.
Yeah, it's not time to rest. There's a minute 46 left, and a team that's only 5 points down. 78 to 74, now 4 points down. 19 points, and now is that a turnover?
Well, that was another one, Salcom. No, that was a push-off foul on Markel Jones. He got caught pushing off to create space for himself on the play. Now that's a team control foul because they were in possession of the ball. So I don't believe if it was ruled a team control foul, you won't shoot free throws on that.
Well, 146. Now remember this one because the Cardinals' wings are starting to molt right now. It's 78 to 74. 146 left to go. And just some common sense plays, like keeping your head in the game for the Cardinals, or else they would be a little bit, who knows what the score would be right now. Some missed shots and just some smarter play.
Some smarter play, Lou, again. They reverted right there for a moment back into the slower game. I was about to comment on it when I saw Markel and Suppan. I saw him out here playing cat and mouse with Suppan, bringing it up on the dribble. And I'm wondering, so why are you playing with the guy instead of beating him on the dribble, getting in and setting up your players? There's something that just right now is not registering with the Cardinals in terms of what they can actually do to help their own cause.
Well, right now they better hope that Suppan, who is a 33% foul shooter, can miss these, or else it's going to be a tight game.
Well, I think this is probably the only time we'll mention Suppan and Shaq in the same sentence. Those are Shaq-like numbers.
That's it. I don't know, he's a little bit better than that. 4 points for Suppan. And now, 78 to 75. Jones with it. 1:38 left to go in the ball game. 3-point lead for the Cardinals. Winner gets Simi Valley on Friday. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Jones with it. McGuire, who's had a good second half. So is Jones against Suppan. From the left elbow, makes that shot. 80 to 75. And for Jones, that's 16 points, 8 of them here in the fourth quarter. Going the other way, a moving screen by Kyle Wallace on the block.
Coaching staff of Servite did not like that call, and now Coach Tim Kelly.
And you can probably hear Coach Kelly saying that was awful.
And Frank Johnson, being a veteran official right in front of him, heard every word of it, decided to ignore it.
A bad pass by Jones, saved by McGuire, out of bounds. It'll go to Servite with 57 seconds left to go and a 5-point Cardinal lead.
Now, I didn't see Coach Kelly say a word about the push-off that his man did to create that turnover.
Well, it was a bad pass by Markel Jones to pass it into 3 white shirts. Suppan almost traveled, but gives it to the sharpshooter. 40 points. It's a 2-point ball game, 80 to 78. Kyle Wallace with 40.
Wow, a huge, huge night. He's got over half of Servite's points tonight.
6 3-pointers on the night, Rufus.
Wallace, a senior, so boy, if this is to be his last home game, what a heck of a way to go out.
That's right, averaging 12.6 a ball game. And Kyle Wallace listed at 8 out of 31 from beyond the arc. Well, he switched that around tonight.
Hey, the night's a hot night. Like you say, it's Wild Card Wednesday. Things happen
That's
on Wild Card Wednesday that don't happen any other night of the season.
That's right. 39.9, like you and I showing up in Anaheim to do a ball game.
Right.
That's a home game for us.
Well, you got that right. I got to tell you, it was fun normally having to drive about 12 miles to get over here.
But then where I live, taking Valley View to La Palma, that almost took me as long to get from my house to Hawthorne or Lawndale. But you know what? Either way, I'm happy to do it for Channel 22 Sports because we get to see the best that the South Bay offers.
And our buddy up doing the night with a single camera, let's not forget
Francisco
Castillo. Boy, we've got the crew and fans. We're going to be everywhere this weekend.
We haven't mentioned Juan Martin tonight. He's the scorekeeper for the Cardinals and helped us out. Also Ryan Silver and Corey Selps, the assistants for Alex Acosta. Want to thank them and Lawndale High School. Now we have a turnover because Jamon Essex didn't throw it in on time.
5 count.
So that's 11 turnovers now.
Wow. And the one thing you got to do, the one thing at this point, Lou, more than anything else, I'd go man right now, is that you got to guard that 3 line.
Kyle Wallace can get the lead with a 3-point shot. It's 80 to 78. Puts up the left-handed layup.
Go, let's go.
Now, 24 seconds left, and Stalzer fouls. And now trying to get up and say something, get up and woof the Cardinals. Stalzer really pushed the Cardinal from behind, pushed McGuire from behind real hard. That's his 4th personal, 17th foul.
And getting the guys under control. Good. Again, as I mentioned before, boy, the fact that this is a veteran crew really came into play in keeping that situation from escalating into something larger. It certainly had the appearance of an intentional foul. Wasn't called that. But more importantly, order was restored and cooler heads prevailed. And that's the key thing.
Travion McGuire misses the shot. Rebounded by Servite. 19 seconds left. Ostergaard puts it up and in, ties the ball game at 16 seconds left. It's 80 all. Timeout by Servite.
So, at 80, And we started the game by saying we were on an 80-point pace, and with 15.1 seconds, that's exactly where we're knotted at. We started the quarter knotted at 60, and here we are at 80 with 15.1, but the Cardinals have the ball loose. The worst they should end up with. Now, they've got to protect it. We know that Servite's going to press. They've already shown that. We know that the Cardinals had difficulty the last time. Servite forced a 5-second count. Worst case scenario, to me, you send everybody long, all right? If they show press, I just sprint my guys down to the other end, throw it up down there and see what happens.
15 seconds left to go in the ball game. 80 all. Kyle Wallace with 40 points and has 23 of them in the second half. 10 of them here in the fourth quarter. Ball is inbounded with 12 seconds left to go. Cardinals trying to get that last shot. 7 seconds. Jones with it. Jones passes it over to McGuire. McGuire for the win! No! Rebound is off. Taken by Servite. We're going to overtime.
So, the Cardinals got and did what they needed to do.
They both get one more timeout. Add a timeout to what they got. Yes.
So Kyle Wallace doing the damage, but then Ostergaard got the tying bucket with under 20 seconds left to go, with 15 seconds left to go to tie the ball game up, and the Cardinals couldn't finish the deal.
They could not close it, Lou, boy. They end regulation at exactly 80. We started the first period, 21 apiece. Went in the locker room at halftime, 42-39. Started the end of the third at 60 all, and here we end regulation at 80 all, and we will go to, by rule, a 4-minute overtime period with a chance here once again for the Cardinals to get out of the first round with a win here at Anaheim Servite. But when the Cardinals were up by 9, I said then that it was only 3 shots is all that it would take for Servite to get back in. Well, we know it took a little more than 3 shots, but the point was made was that when you've got a team that shoots with the kind of skill and accuracy that they do from 3-point range, they're never out of it.
And Servite played an overtime game, right? And they were 1-0 in overtime games.
And now we got a jump ball violation. Ball is tipped a couple of times and then caught by the jumper, and that's a violation. Markeith Cunges was a jumper.
80 all. Both teams had 20 points in the fourth quarter. It was tied at 60. What a ball game. Ostergaard has had a terrific game and makes the bucket. Has a quiet 23 points. 82-80. And now maybe this is where experience is going to start taking over for Servite.
Well, we'll certainly start to see. Now, one of the things that we can point to was when Frankie Beverly went out, the tide turned.
Yes, it did. At the 4:14 mark of the fourth quarter. So Cunges gets it up to McGuire. To correct myself, Servite is 0-1. Check that. 0-1 in overtime games. They lost to J. Sarah Catholic 75-71. Jones off the glass, rims out. Wallace.
So their first trip down, they come up empty. They already trailed by 2. Now they've got to play some good defense here.
Well, they've come back before. Let's see if they can do it again. It's been a seesaw game all game long. The fourth quarter was only a couple of runs there by either team as Russo comes up with his first bucket of the game. But it's a big one. There's a timeout on the floor. It's 84-80 with 2:45 left to go in overtime.
84-80. And 2 trips down, the Cardinals have come up empty. They haven't played good defense here. They've got to stiffen, Lou. They got 2:45 left to make up 1. That's 4 points. But they've got to stiffen at both ends of the floor right now.
Yeah, just keep those knees and shoulders loose, and that's for sure. Markel Jones, 14 points on the ball game. Markeith Cunges with 16. And 15 points by Travion McGuire. McGuire had 5 points in the first half, so 10 points in the second half, and 6 points for Frankie Beverly, who fouled out at the 4:14 mark. Ike Aranatsu, here's an interesting stat, had 9 points in the first half and only 2 in the third quarter. So he's really disappeared, fallen off the map. Andrew Stanch, if he gets back in, he needs to get it going too.
Okay, well, right now on the floor is Arenado, Jones.
Here's that full court pressure. To Jones, brings it across, being guarded by Kyle Wallace. McGuire, back to Jones. 2:30 left to go in overtime. Pass underneath, now to Jones. Jones goes in, takes the shot, nicely done.
Draws a contact, doesn't get a call, but it brings them back within 2. And right now they've got to play good defense yet again.
They need a stop here. That was number 18 points for Jones. Suppan trying to go in, can't get past Jones. Now gets it over to Russo, to Wallace. Wallace, let's see what the BMOC is going to do here. Going to take a 3 from his spot.
Wow.
87-82. What a weapon Kyle Wallace has been, with 43 points on the night.
If that's not a career high, it certainly has to be close to one.
And a big three-pointer
by Jamon Essex.
Well, Jamon, that was a huge one. That's 2 threes in a row for him for 15 points and makes it a 2-point game. 87-85. Wallace went up for the reverse layup, but was fouled. Travion McGuire, that's number 4. And Wallace will go to the line. Make it 44 points. If that's not a career high, it's got to be close, wouldn't you say, Ken? It is a career high. Ken Fieldhouse, the official scorer for Servite, says it is 89-85. Jones to Kunzius, a long 2-pointer, in and out.
Not the shot you want. Not the shot you want. Kunzius shooting. The guy is 6'5". He's shooting from with a toe on the 3-point line rather than taking his man inside.
Under a minute left to go. Ball down low to Suppan. Back out to Russo. Russo burning his way in. Gets it back out to Suppan. Eating some time off the clock. Now Suppan with it. Ostergaard to Wallace. 40 seconds left in the ball game. 89-85. Servite with the lead and the ball. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Ostergaard buries a prayer. 92-85. Ostergaard with 26 points. 3-pointer missed by McGuire. Jones with 20 seconds left. That 3 didn't get anything. Servite holding on to the ball, and no one's going to foul him. And that's going to be it for the Cardinals and their season. 92-85 is the final score.
A disappointing loss for the Cardinals. Boy, they gave it a heck of a ball game. They played well. They came in here on the road at Anaheim Servite, and they're going to go home with a defeat, a disappointed crowd. But once again, each and every year, they have taken a big step up, and this was yet another one for this program. Now where they want to get to is to develop that championship quality that they're still struggling to find.
The Cardinals fall 92-85 to the Servite Friars here at the pit on the campus of Servite High School. We'll be back with the post-game show right after this on Channel 22 Sports. Back at the pit on the campus of Servite High School, Wild Card Wednesday. It certainly was here, wasn't it, Rufus?
Wow. Yeah, it was a real wild card. 187 points put up on the board.
But Servite, unfortunately, comes out on top, 92-85, outscoring the Cardinals 12-5 in overtime. And, boy, it was just a battle of wills there till the end. The Cardinals let Servite hang around in that fourth quarter, going out on a 9-0 run, taking a 71-62 lead. And then Servite came back on the power of Kyle Wallace, who had 45 points tonight, beating his brother's record here at the pit. And they were scouring the record books to see if that was a career high for all scorers, with some terrific ball players here, including Steve Buerlein and Mike Witt, two former baseball and football player, and Steve Buechele, another baseball player for the Rangers. So some big names coming out of this gym, and Kyle Wallace up there now with the big ones.
You got that right. Outstanding game for him. Andrew Ostergaard chipped in another 26 points. One of my kids from days gone by had a chance to speak with his folks. But if you ask me, for the Cardinals, it was a matter of, and I'm sure Coach Acosta would say this, they did not play their game. I thought the speed game favored them. They didn't go to it as often. When they went to it, it worked to perfection, but they didn't go to it often enough. And more importantly, and you learn the value of someone when you don't have them there. Boy, when Frankie Beverly went out with 4 minutes and some change left in the fourth quarter, they were actually up. Tide turned at that point.
That's right, and it was up to Markeith Cungius, a junior, and also two seniors playing their final games, Jamond Essex and Travion McGuire. And they really did come through, but then it was Kyle Wallace, just too much of him from beyond the arc tonight, had 7 3-pointers.
Too much Kyle Wallace. And you're right, the 7 3-pointers. And they just shot the lights out as a team from three-point range. Another adjustment maybe could have been made that would have made a difference, and that is a little more man-to-man defense and certainly guarding on the perimeter. You know, this team showed they have no reservation, and we saw Simi Valley here scouting them. I can guarantee you Simi Valley, they're practicing right now their perimeter defense, because that was where one of the breakdowns for the Cardinals tonight, and that's where the Friars of Servite bet them at.
That's right. They're going to have number 3 tattooed on their eyelids when they go to sleep until Friday. That's for sure. Well, going down the scoring real quick, leading the way was Markel Jones with 18 points for the Cardinals. Markeith Cungius with 16 points. 15 points apiece for Jamond Essex and Travion McGuire, and 11 points for Ike Aranotu, and 6 points for Frankie Beverly. Too bad we didn't get to see much more of him tonight, or it could have been a different story.
It could have, but that's all a part of the game. And it just did not come out the Cardinal way this time. But here's what we know, and we've talked about this before, is that this program continues yearly to grow and develop and get stronger. And I like the direction that they're going in. You feel sorry about the outcome tonight, but boy, overall, Coach Alex Acosta has this program on an upward trajectory, and there's nothing but good things ahead.
That's right, finishing with 20 wins and 8 losses this year, a 4th place finish in the tough Pioneer League, and a lot of pride there at the Cardinals' nest up there in Lawndale. Meanwhile, the Servite Friars will continue on to Simi Valley, the number 3 seed in Division I AA, and they are, well, there was talking to some of the coaches from the Friars here, and they think that they're tougher than Mater Dei.
And, you know, one of the things about Servite, and again, we talked about this tough Trinity League that they're in, and I told our producer, Tom Strickfaden, you know, when we put this game on the schedule, he said, oh, well, they're 13-13, it should be. I said, hey, they play in the Trinity League. When you're playing Orange Lutheran twice, Mater Dei twice, J. Sarah twice, you know.
That's right.
It's not a tough league. This team was 1-9 in their own league, but here's what we saw tonight. These guys can shoot with anybody.
That's right. And Tim Kelly, their head coach, was telling me that out of the 10 league games that they had, they were in 8 of them. So.
And I can believe it. I mean, they're an excellent shooting team, and that's a part of the game. And they play a good, sound brand of basketball. Like say, Tim Kelly, first-year coach, has certainly already starting to build and put an imprint on what basketball here at Servite's going to be like.
45 points for Kyle Wallace going down the scoring. Andrew Ostergaard with 26 points, 9 points for Joe Zita, all in the first quarter. We didn't even hear from him the rest of the ball game. And 4 points for Richard Supan, 2 points for Austin Light, 3 for Isaac Stalzer, and 2 points for John Russo. And a 92-85 victory for the Servite Friars over the Lawndale Cardinals. And they will fly on to take on the Simi Valley team, like we said, on Friday night in round 1 of the Division I AA CIF playoffs.
Exactly, but the good news, I should say, Lou, is this, and that is that the fans there at Hawthorne Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22, we still got more playoff basketball coming
Still got
up.
2 teams left.
We got 2 left. We got a Hawthorne Friday night.
That's right. That's where I'll be.
At Hawthorne, and we got Lusinger traveling up to Santa Barbara County to take on San Marcos, and that's where I'll be. And of course, you, the fans, you get to sit at home in front of your TV and see both of them.
All right. Well, maybe we should tie this one and put it under the tree.
All right. Well, let's tell them about Jamon.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Our player of the ball game, our Channel 22 Sports player of the ball game with 15 points is
Jamon Essex. Jamon's a senior. Jamon, congratulations. A number of big baskets in tonight's contest that kept your team in it.
That's right. Thanks a lot, and congratulations to Jamon Essex, 6 foot, 170-pound senior, averaging just over 8 points a game, buries 15 of them tonight, and 2 big 3-pointers in the fourth quarter.
If you're a South Bay basketball fan, I know you are, particularly as a Cougar fan. Not a Cougar fan, I'm sorry, I should say a Cardinal fan. I know your season's over, but hey, come on over. There's still a lot of good basketball left, and both of your other neighborhood schools would welcome your support.
All right, for Rufus Washington and Francisco, I am Lou Stowers telling you the final score from the pit on the campus of Servite High School. Servite over Lawndale, 92-85. Until next time, so long.